Taking responsibility for your life will get you much further than worrying about fairness. Today I bring this up because I made a video yesterday that really shed light for me on how many people worry more about fairness than where they are at. I was talking about how people don't hate capitalism, they hate the word. And people had something to say about that, of course. Talking about how, I want to work. I like working. I work 40 hours a week, but that's not enough. And that's not fair. See, you're worried about fairness because you think that the work that you do should cut it. Instead of looking around and saying, this is what the world is. My job, working 40 hours a week, don't pay my bills. That's what it is. What am I going to do about it? Somewhere along the line, and this is especially pertinent to men, because I know a lot of guys watch my channel, mostly men. If you are walking around on this earth and you talk more about fairness than how you personally are going to make it happen for your life, you're fucked. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be honest. Because if you look around, there are a lot of safety nets for a lot of people, but there are very few specifically geared towards men. And there's a reason for that. We are expected, maybe say you're called on, whatever you believe, to lead, to take our family in the right direction. And if you are sitting around right now, right, because let's be honest. If you're working a job, working 40 hours a week, and you make, let's say, $20-something an hour, unless you're living in the heart of the city, or let's say you're making whatever you're making, right? Unless you're living dead in the heart of the city, you got a bunch of kids, if with a roommate, you could probably make it work, right? But a lot of people, y'all are running around with children. And if you're running around with children, you're talking to me about how 40 hours don't cut it. My brother, you need to get your ass up and work more than 40 hours. If you believe that the world is responsible for the choices that you make, you're always going to point to how things are unfair. And I just want to give you a little example. See, people who say we don't make a livable wage never define what livable is. It's always a moving fucking target because everyone needs something different to live. The individual who lives right in the suburbs by themselves, right, with no children, doesn't need what the single father of 2 children needs living in the same area. So when you all say livable, what you're really saying is what I need to cover my life choices. You decided to have children. You decided to lay down with whoever it was that you laid down with. You made that decision. Don't act like all that was an accident. You made choices. So with those choices, the question is, whose responsibility is it now to make sure that you can live? And if you are looking at your employer for that, the problem isn't them. The problem isn't the economy. The problem isn't the system. The problem is you. Because just like all those decisions you've made up to this point, you are looking for someone else to be in charge and lead your life. And this is what has happened with the men in our culture. We have devolved into fucking wimps. That's the best word I got for it. And I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't. Y'all are walking around here docile, fucking flaccid, shoulders fucking shrumped, don't look at people in the eye. And I'll say this because I used to be one of y'all. And I'm working to get myself out of that bullshit. Because that's what gets you into a state of looking at everybody else for where the hell you're supposed to be. That's what gets you to a state of saying, why is the world unfair? I should be receiving this and this. No one gives a fuck about what you think you deserve. You keep that up. You keep that up and you see where that goes. I'm talking like this because it fires me up and makes me angry because I got to raise a daughter. I got a daughter and I got one more daughter on the way. I gotta raise daughters in a world with y'all motherfuckers? Really? I'm sorry. It is your job. Don't look around and ask why the world is unfair. Look around and ask, why am I not making better decisions? Because ultimately, even if we agree that you are right, I've said this before on this channel, let's say you're right and that the world is unfair. Whose job is it to clean it up? You think the government gonna feed your children? Well, shit, now they probably will with fucking food stamps and everything else. You can make the government feed your children. You can make me, the taxpayer, feed your children. But listen, if you want to be someone that your family looks up to, someone that they can depend on, and someone that is not I'll keep it real, a whiny bitch who is always worried about how the world perceives them and how things look, you are going to get off your ass. And when your employer says, look, this is what I'm gonna pay you, you got choices. Your choices are, you take that job, shut the fuck up, try to work as many hours as you can. You could get another job. Or the third option, which is what most of y'all are doing right now, you can whine and bitch. You can complain and talk about how the world is doing you dirty. Guess what? The world is not meant to fucking coddle you. It's always been survival of the fittest. Always. I don't know who lied to y'all. Modernity, all of this modern bullshit has y'all believing that the world has your back. It doesn't. It never has. And every time you walk out here and succumb to this bullshit, all this advertising, you go in this place, you eat fucking pizza. You go in this place, you eat fucking ice cream. You don't work out. You're not in fucking shape. You're not eating right. You're fucking working 40 hours and saying, oh my God, I can't believe I can't live. Every time y'all do this shit, you get a little bit weaker. You get a little bit more control. See, I know, and again, I'm gonna just use myself as an example. I don't make enough to cover the things in my family flat out, right? Like there was a point where I didn't make enough. Now I got two options. I can cut some shit, which honestly I don't want to do, or I can work more. That's it. Because my life is the result of my decisions. Mine. Stop walking around acting like your life was handed to you. No one made you fucking lay down with whoever you laid down with. Whose fault is it that you have 4 children? It bothers me so much when people walk around and act like the world just happened to them. You have no fucking responsibility. None. Really. Yeah, the world is not fair. But what you got to understand is that it never was meant to be and it never will be. You can get rid of capitalism. You can get rid of every system. It's not going to matter. Every single system will eventually devolve into survival of the fittest. And you'll be looking just as crazy in that system. You'll be looking for another revolution. All these motherfuckers, like, think about the number of men right now who are saying things like, we got to start a revolution. Motherfuckers with no resources. How you gonna start a revolution with no fucking resources? I'm not saying you're wrong to do it. I'm not. What I am suggesting is, why don't you spend some time figuring this system out first and get your money up so that you can actually produce the system that you want? Whatever ideas you have, they could be valid, but none of them will be valid if you are walking around a docile, flaccid man who does not take responsibility for their actions and their family, and you're worried more about what's fair and what's not. That's some bitch shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's stupid. And I'm not saying that because I want you all to feel bad. I'm saying it because we need more people to fucking walk standing up straight, chest out. Say you coming for the world instead of letting the world beat you down. What are y'all afraid of the world for? Y'all really afraid to work more than 40 hours? Like, is that what we doing out here? We're so soft that we can't work more than 40 hours. Ask yourself, why are you so fucking soft? Is it because you haven't treated your body well in fucking 10 years? Is it because you haven't eaten a fucking fruit or vegetable in 10 years? Is it because the last time you looked in the mirror and said, you know what, my life is fucked up, was when you were a teenager? Is it because a lot of you didn't have role models? It could be the case. But guess what? You're an adult now. It's on you. So, stop looking around for fairness. This world is not going to change in your benefit. Doesn't matter how many times you petition. Doesn't matter how many times you march. It doesn't matter how many social media posts you make. It's not going to happen. Accept where you are. Accept where this world has taken you. Accept where you have taken yourself. Look in the mirror and say, it's time for me to stand up and take responsibility for where I am. Because if you don't, you're going to be just like everybody else, looking crazy as a motherfucker, wondering why you couldn't get ahead. And then eventually, just like everybody else does, instead of looking in the mirror, you will blame everyone else. You will point the fingers. And then you will pass on your bullshit generational curse to your offspring. And I'll be damned if my daughter's going to deal with it. I'll talk to y'all later.